greatness, I think, of a society, of an organisation, of a family, of individuals, is not so much about the issue of what their GDP or return on investment or income is. It's how they treat children and respect children's rights.
The principles provide a framework for understanding and addressing the impact of business on the rights of children around the world. In this, they are based on the Convention on the Rights of the Child and aligned with the guiding principles on business and human rights and key ILO conventions. It is so important that business increasingly becomes a positive global force in the realization of children's rights, in day-to-day interactions, and in developing its strategic plans and orientations. In the interconnected world we live in, business has the ability to have immense positive impact on the lives of children through your products and services, your influence and advocacy with peers, and your efforts in community engagement and contributions to a more sustainable world.
Corporates can, together with other actors, make changes within their sphere of influence, as well as influencing governments, and make an enormous difference in the life of children, if they want to. With the principles, we do not want to duplicate or add yet another string into the spaghetti bowl of CSR initiatives. Nor do we think labeling or tick-offs or sign-ons are the best way forward.
Principles genuinely reflect an innovation. They, for the first time, as far as we know, embody both aspects, respect and support, in an equal measure. We are now in the phase of creating awareness, establishing the case for why business and children are important, collecting best practices, good examples on how to go about, and hopefully also inspiring collective platforms.
Umbrella principle. So it encompasses all the principles, and it's more about how we integrate the principles into our business operations. Then when I think about sustainability, it's really about ensuring that we leave this world a better place for the next generation. And so in that, you can say these principles are at the very core, at the very essence of what we talk about when we talk about sustainability.
That the principles are relevant both to companies and to investors. Then we're looking at the sort of FTSE for Good criteria and the principles, because we actually think there is a good fit between many of the principles and the criteria that FTSE has or is developing.
You take through the values into the store, into the products, healthy, safe, great products for kids. We work together with others to make a fundamental change in the way children grow up there, that they're not involved in really hard work in the cotton field, that they're in schools.
The population, they do form quite a vulnerable sector of the population. And therefore, by focusing on children, it gives you very early indicators of where the opportunities to improve are across your value chain.
And I think from the Chinese side, we fully support it. Companies need to incorporate those policies into the future business.
And actually, we arrived at focusing on street children as a global program. We said that we'll recognise the fact that every child has the right to fulfil their potential, every child. And we've promised to try and impact up to 500,000 children by 2050. So marketing's important, but the most exciting thing I think that we've got involved in is advocacy.
Youth are an important consumer group, and we invest a lot in educating them on finance.
Childhood can be seen as a mirror in which society can see its own future, and in this sense it is an area of opportunity for society to improve of the children into the corporate strategies through the analysis of the risk and opportunity that could have an impact in the success of our business in the future. Second, to involve the senior management in the initiatives. Third, to guarantee an integral process all across in the relationship with our stakeholders. And perhaps the last one, but more important for us, is to formalize the company's commitment through policies
Clearly we've got some emerging themes here where it goes beyond just funding, but we have the power to convene and to advocate for change, and we've got skills and competencies that add value.
Minimum age for entry into full-time employment should in no case be lower than the minimum school leave. The Convention prohibits all types of forced labour or situations akin to slavery, debt bondage, trafficking and so on, commercial sex exploitation of children in prostitution and pornography, illicit activities, for example, drug trafficking, and hazardous work for children.
Given that there is a job or a task that is required to be done, exploitative child labour or worse forms of child labour actually undermines job opportunities for adults or for young workers, and this negatively affects the dynamics of the labour market.
Codes that we set up, that we hold our marketers to, we then turn around to our suppliers and say, we expect you to have those same codes. So it certainly influenced the advertisers.
And in Telenor, we are really aiming to find the right balance between keeping communications safe and also giving children room to explore new.
On you. I came here thinking, oh no, I don't need another 10 principles. But I'm going away with saying, actually, I think this could be the core of a way to encapsulate some of the other things, to make it get much higher engagement with our community, which is called our employees, that could help drive change in all the other sustainability.
And humbled by what we can learn from business and hopefully vice versa.
IKEA, Telenor, Solmelia, Novo Nordisk and Accor are leaders, that's great, in the kids' rights debate, but we all need to do more.